What's up guys, welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. Today will be a back workout starting in the oversized t-shirt. But we are first going to start with a pull down variation. We want to work on the back thickness mostly because the back width is pretty much there, but you never want to neglect the back width. So this is a great way to warm up. It's a chest supported bench, so this allows you to really pull down, push against the bench, making sure that I pull with my elbows and nothing else on my body has to do anything to stabilize myself. So let's get started with the first warm up. Guys, second warm up. Here it is important, in my opinion, to warm up properly because this is the first true back movement, and this will be the primer for all the other rowing movements, which you do need to be properly warmed up for. So let's go. More warm up, and then it's time for the working sets, which of course means, as you know, sets to failure. This is the most difficult part of this exercise. See guys, it's two different handles, so it allows you to move both arms unilaterally, so apart from each other. So this is a great movement to do if you have an imbalance in the back, which for me, the left side has always been a little bit smaller than the right. It's almost impossible now to see, but you never want to move back to only both arm at the same time movements, because then the imbalance will increase over time. So this is a great way to keep the balance in check. Alrighty guys, working set time. So during a working set and going to failure, what you see in a lot of hardcore bodybuilding videos is they start to swing the weight, the form starts to deteriorate, and only the superbly genetically gifted people are able to get away with that. But for most people watching this very video, you have at least average genetics, and then you have to take into account perfect form, or at least 90% to perfect form, because then you truly focus on the muscle, and when you go to failure, you know that you maximally taxed that muscle and not any other muscle at all. So here you don't want to feel too much of the biceps at all. So keep, for example, the shoulders a little lower, allowing for you to really contract and squeeze the lats. If you keep them too high, you might even turn into a bicep movement or use other back muscles, which is what we're going to do in the other movement. So let's just die in this first working set. feel that. The attachment of the lats, so near to the bottom of the waist, hopefully for most people. You want to feel it really low, because then you also build the thickness there. Especially for me, when I do a front double bicep, the attachment looks to be a little higher, so the thicker the bottom is, the more it will show on the front as well, allowing for a seemingly illusion of a lower tie-in than it looks like normally from the front. Okay guys, time for the second working set. Less weight and more reps. Let's go. Third and last working set here. So this is the only pull down movement I'm going to do. And the next one is going to be a row already, and then 3 to 4 rowing movements. I think 3 ending with a pullover, and then the back is finished. But let's go to the next one. Okay guys, this is going to be a rowing movement. One of my favorites, the seated row. This is also one of the few movements that doesn't have a chest support, yet it feels really good. Because keep the back straight, neutral at least, or a little bit arched. And we're going to grip this about a medium grip, not too wide, because it actually limits your strength. Grabbing it like this, about a little closer to shoulder width, allows for a very good amount of mind muscle connection in the lower back and the middle back, but also a good strength. Because this grip, the further away your grip is from your body, the less strength you're able to execute on the weight. And we're gonna warm up with this one as well, because a rowing movement requires warming up, especially because you never know the state of your lower back. So let's warm up first and then move straight to the working sets. Let's do one more warm-up just to be safe, and then go to the working sets to failure. But with a rowing movement, whenever you are in doubt, do an extra warm-up. Now guys, it's time to add these ATX plates. Incredible combination with this gym pin. So all you want to do is put this into the stack right here. Then use these plates as an extra weight. So these are actually 5 kilos each, or about 12 pounds each, 12.5 pounds. So provide some nice little extra resistance, and to make sure it doesn't fall off, add a clip. So this is perfect for people who are either very strong, or the stack is not heavy enough for you and it's quite light, because for most people in most gyms the stack goes to around 120, which is plenty for most people. But here it goes to 92 kilos, so it's not super heavy. So adding this on top of it really makes it a working set, guys. That really fills up the lower back and the middle lower back up with blood, which is exactly what you want to feel here. If you don't get a pump with a movement, don't do the movement, because you want to get the blood where you are trying to focus the attention on with this exercise. So let's rest for like 1 or 2 minutes and then hit it again. Workout number 2, the same weight. It felt pretty good, and in my opinion the back needs a lot of weight, a lot of resistance to truly grow beyond a certain point, and I want to create thickness on a classic physique stage that is one of the best. So I have the potential, so let's make it happen. What I notice with back movements is that if you lighten the load a little bit, it becomes a lot easier to keep going with the reps. So I'm just gonna remove 5 kilos for the last working set here. Alright guys, the third working set, 5 kilos less, but I think a couple of reps more. Let's get some more blood in the back. Properly warmed up now with this row, which really worked. I feel it mostly in the lower back thickness area, so around the erectors basically. And now we're going to do a wide grip T-bar row for more of the upper back thickness. Ready guys, time for the wide grip T-bar row with, of course, the golden bar. And we're also using this wide grip, ensuring the shoulder blades are able to retract together, ensuring for a much better contraction compared to a narrow grip, which only, you're not able to go to full range of motion. So let's warm up first, guys. Okay guys, let's get started on the first working set. Wide grip T-bar row, really focusing on the contraction, the traps, the middle upper back, the rhomboids, really focusing on the shoulder traction here, so let's go. Less, guys. That's enough. Felt pretty heavy, and you do still want to create a pump here, going a little lighter with 2 more working sets, especially on a lower back sensitive movement like this. Is a wise thing to do. Let's go. Then it's time for the next movement. Yeah. Feels good. Now it's time for the last rowing movement. Okay guys, now it's time for the unilateral one, which I always say is a nice one to add to your back workout. We did at the start a movement with 2 arms at the same time. Now we're going to do a row with 1 arm at the same time, and once again keeping the shoulder low, allowing for me to really work on the lats, but also the back thickness. So let's go straight into the working sets. Perfect amount of reps, guys. In between 8 and 12. That's perfect for the first working set. Let's lower the weight now and go for around 12 to 15. Working set number 2, and then the last working set of this movement. Let's go. Same cable, we're going to attach a bar for the cable pullover, which is a very nice finisher for the back. Alright, cable pullover time. This is a great one for the lower lats, which in my opinion can never be big enough. Just like the rest of the back, but the lower lats are usually lacking in most bodybuilders, so this, even though it's not a heavy compound, it's still a great way to work on some back fitness in that area. Let's go. Last back exercise, guys. A little lighter, with the aim for 15 reps to finish the back off. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is one rear delt movement and then the biceps, and then we're finished. This movement, you want to do a lot of reps. Stay with high volume, medium to light weight, to be able to really get into the rear delt. It's a small muscle, but you really want to be able to hit it with a lightweight peak contraction and fill it with blood. Just 2 quick sets, not a lot of rest in between, like a minute or so, even less. And then you already target the rear delt, at least for me. After back, you only need to finish them off. Now it's time for the biceps. Okay guys, we are going to do the ATX bicep curl. It's pretty much a preacher curl here. This is a preacher bench attachment to this incredible bench, which is very nice for smaller gyms like this, or home gyms for example. So let's get started with a warm-up, which is 0 kilos to get used to the movement, and then add some weight. Let's do quite a lot of reps with this weight. We're going to see if this is still a warm-up or a working set. It really depends on the day. I honestly don't lock these bicep lifts because I don't want to put pressure on myself to be able to beat these lifts every single time. So we're just going to feel it out, see how heavy it is, and then decide whether we're going heavier or not. Still too light. This feels a bit better already. If you look at the form, I'm not overextending on the bottom, because if I do, that's when the bicep tendon irritations come back. So don't overstretch on movements that feel a little bit risky, sensitive. Just focus on the range of motion you actually feel, and it minimizes the risk of any annoying pain. Second working set, a little lighter, because bicep work is all about the pump, in my opinion. Alright, this feels good. With biceps I learned, don't put too much variety in a bicep training because some movements just feel really good on the biceps and you want to maximize the sets on those movements and don't vary too much because inevitably some movements will start to feel a little less good and you don't want to do those too often. That felt pretty good. So now it's time for the next one, guys. So this one feels pretty good. This next one, the easy curl barbell. And we're gonna do it hanging off this bench. It's called like a spider curl, I believe. The name doesn't matter as long as it's very effective. So I'm using these little mats. These allowing me to actually get over the bench and allows you to actually get a full range of motion here, working purely against gravity. Let's go. Traction here feels incredible. The stretch a little less, but you should, if you really are concerned about the stretch, find some movements that either really work the stretch very well and not as much as a contraction, and then the next one you focus on one like this with a very good contraction, so you can also split the stretch exercises and contraction exercises so that you're able to do both in the same workout without having to worry about a good stretch and a contraction in the same movement, because for biceps then you're really limited to only a few ones, which are quite boring, to be honest. Slightly closer grip, a little bit of a different contraction, but that also feels really good. One more set and we're done, guys. Final set. some power shoes at the end to really finish off the biceps. And that was the workout of today, guys. Thank you once again for watching, and now it's time for another post-workout meal, so let's eat. But thank you a lot for watching. Don't forget to check out vintagegenetics.com. Don't forget to stay